Who are you and what does your company do?
Yeah, my name is Aaron Rice, CEO of WhyGen Solar. We are a rep-focused solar company based out of Phoenix, Arizona. We are the
Awesome.
preferred rep for the solar industry.
Love it. Why were you seeking commission-based sales recruiting services?
I have tried so many recruiting tactics or recruiters or recruiting companies, and none of them were able to uphold what they promised. It's been a big ongoing issue for the past year, and my installer used you guys and had rave reviews, so they connected me with you guys, and I immediately onboarded with you guys.
Oh, cool. So you're a referral. Awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah, so you've paid a third-party recruiting companies, and I think you said that you've even hired internal W-2 recruiters and just no luck for about a year straight.
Yeah, a little over.
Yeah, yeah. And this may feel a little bit redundant, but before working with SRU, what were your frustrations around recruiting, like specifics?
Yeah, so I think that number one, if I'm doing it myself, Indeed is very tedious. You're always on Indeed. It costs a lot of money, and especially if you don't have, it's a full-time job to be recruiting off of Indeed, and then any other form like ZipRecruiter or whatever not. And then with recruiters, spending a ton of money to get absolutely no results, whether it's standalone recruiters or recruiting companies, just not being able to produce the volume that contractually they said they could.
Yeah, yeah, very cool. How did working with SRU make your life easier?
I don't have to do anything. You
There
guys
we go,
said
baby.
everybody that they got to be here at this time. You guys follow up with multiple follow-ups with human interaction and automated text. So it just makes everything easy. I get a list the day before the group interviews, and I know who's going to be there, and that's really it.
Yeah, and you just show up and pitch the dream and close down a handful of people every week.
Exactly.
Love it. Love it. What about so it's been like 5-ish weeks or something like that. What are some tangible results you've gotten during that time frame?
Well, actually, for me, I guess I wasn't expecting the volume of people I would get because nobody's really been able to produce a lot of volume.
Yeah.
Whether person or company. So my 5th week, we actually had to pause it because I onboarded 10 people, and it was a lot all at once. So, I mean, that's an amazing issue to have, right?
Yeah.
But it's been really nice.
That's awesome. Glad to hear, my friend. What's the one thing you love most about working with Sales Recruiting University?
Communication. I'm always getting texts, emails from my account manager, checking in, wanting feedback, wanting to make our ad process or recruiting process better, more efficient.
Cool. Very cool. And so I'm interested, so you've tried maybe 1 to 2 plus other recruiting services, and you don't have to talk, specific, companies or anything like that. You've hired internal recruiters as well to try to own the whole process in-house. So talk some specifics around what that was like, and the negatives and what was kind of different working with us.
Yeah, so I would say, do you want me to mention names?
That's totally fine. Yeah.
Yeah, I hired a company. It's a big company, especially in the like door-to-door commissions industry, Smash Recruiting.
Mm-hmm.
And another one, Raul Vela with Touch of Gray. Both of those companies, I was wise enough to put quotas in the contract. What they were supposed to get, guaranteed me, I believe, 10 interviews a month, which is not a lot compared to you guys. But at the time, I understood. I was under the impression Phoenix is just a hard market to get people in.
Yeah.
And I know Smash has been working for free for the past 6 or 7 months, trying to make up that quota, just because they haven't been able to get anybody.
Yeah, definitely a tough market. Tough market. And you said you hired internal recruiters too. Like, what were you paying them, and was it just one person, or how did that go?
I've tried a couple people, a couple different ways.
Yeah.
Usually, what it was like $1,000 a week,
Hmm.
and then a override for the first certain amount of deals of the people they bring on.
Yeah. Yeah. So 52K base plus commission, significantly more than our service investment. And you said that it's a tough thing to do, right? Like high volume commission based sales recruiting, like it's a whole other game because it's volume, it's persuasion based, and it's hard to find somebody that's not a freaking gangster sales leader or recruiter to be able to execute at that. And so were you just kind of finding, like more of like a typical employee type person to come in and crossing your fingers, hope that they could do it, or were they, experienced in recruiting, or?
Sometimes I forget that I'm in the sales industry,
Yeah.
and the best thing, people are the best at selling themselves.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
you can write anything on a resume, but one of the guys was recommended highly, but I think I got 2 people within 3 months from him at that base salary, and an override is kind of insane.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah. Well, cool. Well, I'm glad that's all fixed, and 10 reps in your first 30 days. That means you guys are great at, the presentation process. So how was learning the group interview and final interview process for you?
yeah, so I think the first 2 group interviews, I as a company, we've always done one-on-one, but again, we've never really had volume. We're getting there's some weeks where we get 15 to 20 people per group interview. So it's kind of impossible to do just one-on-ones.
Yeah.
So learning to do group interviews and the process of that was pretty simple. Just checking back with a lot of the learning, the tools that you guys provide was the best thing we could do. Right. So it took really, I would say our first week, it was kind of a wash.
Yeah.
Just on us being cocky, I would say.
Learning curve.
But it was pretty easy after that.
Cool. Cool. Love it. Last question, and then you can go eat your lunch, my friend. I appreciate your time. What would you say to anybody, checking out SRU to potentially work with us?
Yeah, I would just say do it, right? If you're anything like me, which I'm a high D, high I on my disc profile, most salespeople are, you're going to waste a ton of money trying to do the simplest thing. That's not going to work out. I already learned the hard lesson for you guys and wasted a bunch of money. So
yeah,
just on board. They're the only company that I've worked with, and I've worked with multiple at this point, that exceeded their quotas, let alone met their quotas. So just do it. It's worth the money. So.
Awesome. All right, Aaron. Well, I appreciate you, my friend. Thank you so much for your time today.
Thank you. Have a wonderful day.
You too.